A Fox 5 update. The Henderson City Council has unanimously approved a new street food vendor ordinance. It's the latest jurisdiction to finalize regulations as required by state law. Some of the proposals are similar to county rules, which have already taken effect, including requiring licenses and maintaining conditions as set by the Southern Nevada Health District. Sales would also be banned after 9 p.m. The rules were approved without discussion from council members yesterday afternoon.